Baki Rahen is on yet another break, with this one lasting a week, and I got to thinking, what will the end of Baki Rahen be, and just what will Jack Hanma's future hold? Just what exactly will happen to Jack Hanma and Baki Rahen? Will Jack Hanma grow so strong that he could even rival his brother Baki Hanma? Or could Jack Hanma even potentially die? In today's video, I will be talking about numerous theories in Baki Rahen, such as one that I have previously mentioned, Jack Hanma's death. And this theory all starts with the title of Baki Rahen itself. According to the wiki, Rahen can be translated as "and others" or "and friends", meaning this manga would obviously be based off of the people that are around Baki. And this does make sense, with fighters like Hanada and even Karu Hanayama already having some spotlight in the series. And it seems like some foreshadowing is potentially happening with Karu Hanayama, as Hanayama and Jack Hanma have met for the first time in a very long time, and Jack Hanma is willing to fight anybody, and Jack is seemingly about to fight almost every main casting character in order to finally establish himself even more as one of the strongest characters in the Baki series. And after fighting Pickle, assuming Jack Hanma does potentially win this fight, his name will begin spreading like wildfire among the fighters in the Bakiverse. And since there will be such a commotion, tensions between Jack Hanma and Yujiro Hanma will rise even more, as Yujiro is notorious for being curious about the strongest fighters, along with the fact that Jack Hanma has been nothing but disrespectful to Yujiro, which previously resulted in Yujiro trying to throw Jack Hanma out of a window, just like what he did to Baki. Yujiro is still treating Jack Hanma like a weak child, but if Jack continues to prove himself to be extremely strong, then this fight that Jack Hanma keeps picking with Yujiro will take place, and knowing Jack Hanma as a character, he does not exactly enjoy losing. And as a matter of fact, Jack has been known to be willing to offer up his own life if it means winning a fight. And with this being combined with Yujiro's extremely snappy temper and ego, that would not be a very happy ending for Jack. After all, even though Yujiro was showing some level of courtesy towards Jack, he still views him as a non-pure-blooded Hanma, meaning any father and son bond between these two would be unlikely, accompanied by the fact that anytime Jack Hanma encounters Yujiro, he mocks him. For example, in chapter 19 of Baki Rahen, Yujiro Hanma was actually being somewhat of a normal father, inviting his son out to dinner. And I do understand why Jack Hanma has such a large disdain for the ogre. But nonetheless, that does not take away from the point that these type of things only irritate Yujiro Hanma even more. And if Yujiro had thrown Jack Hanma's face through a window over Jack insulting him, I can only imagine that when Jack Hanma inevitably tries to fight Yujiro, Yujiro will fight back. And unless Jack Hanma proves himself to be extremely strong like how Baki did in his fight versus Yujiro, I doubt that Yujiro would settle for a draw, and as a matter of fact, I doubt Jack would settle for one either. He is extremely stubborn. And as for the future of this current battle between Jack Hanma and Pickle, it is a bright one, as thus far the only major thing that has happened was Pickle now viewing Jack Hanma as a grown dinosaur, rather than the baby dinosaur that he was before, along with Jack Hanma also beating on Pickle, again, and again, before Jack would then go on to bite Pickle's entire left cheek off. At this point, Jack Hanma has gotten a bite out of each of Pickle's biceps, which are some of the most important muscles when you are fighting. And also currently, Jack Hanma is fighting very strategically, as Jack knows that even though he may have gotten enormously stronger, taking Pickle on in a physical fight with no plan is a straight up death sentence for everybody but Yujiro Hanma. And Pickle has been allowing himself to be beaten on for the majority of this fight, but when Jack Hanma had angered Pickle, Pickle had turned Jack's stomach completely red, with Pickle grabbing Jack's head and using his own strength against him, with Pickle both cutting and kicking Jack's stomach countless times by utilizing his razor-sharp claws. And at my first look at this, I somewhat glanced over it, thinking of it as nothing more than a good move that Pickle had executed. But this is far bigger for Pickle than a nice move. This shows Pickle's evolution. Pickle has completely changed since he has previously appeared in Baki Dao. I mean, after all, this man spoke his first words in Baki Rahen, and that alone shows progress. And also, Pickle has leaped towards Jack twice during this fight, with both of them being in the same exact manner. The first leap was countered immediately, but Pickle had noticed this and thought of a way to counter Jack's own counter by predicting exactly what Jack would do in order to stop Pickle's leap. And this is detrimental for Pickle during this fight, as he is yet to even enter his final form. And once Pickle does enter this form, that could completely change the direction of this fight, as not only will Pickle's wounds not be bleeding, but Pickle's entire body as a whole will practically have a revamp. From his strength to his speed, Pickle will improve in every category. And now that Pickle is fighting strategically, this attempt at picking Pickle apart will become extremely harder for Jack. Almost any damage done to Pickle currently does not really matter, obviously with the exception of him losing a limb, but I somewhat doubt that would happen. I mean, after all, Pickle's body is strong enough to withstand a T-Rex's bite, and from what we have seen thus far, Jack's bite is strong. But I do not believe that Jack's bite force is as strong as a T-Rex's. Though Jack Hanma developing that kind of bite force could still be possible. I mean, after all, this is Baki, the series where buff teenagers are thrown out of 10-story building windows, landing on cars, and getting up perfectly fine like nothing ever happened. And also, that is unless Jack would gain some kind of mysterious power stemming from his bloodline, which has a history of strength-enhancing abilities. And with Jack already being absurdly strong, this would cause him to spike up in the rankings. And this would give Baki an actual opponent to go up against, as he currently does not really have anybody that is in the same league as him other than Yujiro, and they have already had their fight. Jack gaining an ability similar to the Demon Back is an extremely cool concept in my opinion, but sadly I do not think anything like that will ever happen. But that will be all for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to support me, then you can leave a like and subscribe. It is completely free on your end and helps me out way more than you may think. And also, if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, talk in general, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. But that will be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!